Hey, fifth graders and fifth grade parents, Mr. Stewart back with another homework video. Tonight we are talking about 4-5 and 4-6. The reteaching side is 4-6. We're going to start with that problem, and then 4-5 is just more division practice. The first concept we had was 4-6, and that's having 0 in your quotient. So one of the things that we had, this is the first problem for the reteaching side of the homework. The first strategy I'm going to have all the kids try to do is just set up your quotient already with the number of digits that are in your dividend with putting dashes. So every number should have a dash. So you see here, because there are 3 numbers in my dividend, that there need to be 3 numbers in my quotient, or just at least 3 blanks. We're going to either fill it with a number or a placeholder of 0 to make sure that the number is right. So the first thing we need to do is we ask ourselves the question, and this is where I'm sort of changing the way I'm teaching this, because I've always said, how many times does 4 go into 8? Now that works with the way I think, but I'm going to think of it another way and say, can I divide 8 into 4 groups? And the answer is yes, I can divide 8 into 4 groups. And how many would be in each group? That's going to be 2. And we're going to put a 2 in our hundreds place right there. The next step of division process, because once again, as you know from last year, it is DMSBR, or daddy, mommy, sister, brother, relative, or divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and either redo, repeat, or remainder. So we're just going to keep reminding that process. So anyway, we just did the division, or the D, of how many groups of, can I divide 8 into 4 groups? We said yes, 2 in every group. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. And then we're going to bring down the 1. Okay, so here we have another stop after we brought down the 1. And we're going to say repeat or redo. How many times does 4 go into 1? Or can I divide 1 into 4 groups? We really can't do that. So what we need to do is put a 0 up here, because it goes in 0 times. This is when there's a 0 in the quotient. A lot of times we just skip over that step, and we don't want to do that because we want to make sure our answers are right. So it goes in 0 times. And what that really means, and I'm going to change colors for this because I did this with my group earlier, is if we did it the same way, this is a step that you can skip in our normal DMSBR, is you said, how many times does 4 go into 1? It goes in 0 times. 0 times 4 is 0. 1 subtracting 0, you get 1. Okay? You don't have to do this blue step. You could just bring down another time, and you bring down the 1's place of the 6. And basically what you're doing is, remember from yesterday, is we just extended our thought process over to 16 1's. So can 4 go into 16, or can I divide 16 into 4 groups? The answer is yes, you put it in 4 times. So 4 times 4 is 16, and thankfully, after we've subtracted, we are left with a even number without a remainder. And as a reminder, we want to check our answer, so we take 204, we multiply it by 4, and we should get our dividend of 816, which we do. Okay. The next problem we have is on the other side. This is the flip side of 4-5, and this is sort of just division practice. We're going to make sure we are practicing this in the same function that we did before. So I'm going to add DMSBR, which once again stands for daddy, mommy, sister, brother, relative, or does McDonald's serve burgers raw, or any other mnemonic that students and teachers came up with last year. So once again, can I take 5 and divide it into 2 groups? I can do that, and it goes in, each group would have 2, okay? And at that point, we can take 2, multiply it by 2, and get 4. And how many would be left over? That would be 1 would be left over. So then what we're going to do is we're going to bring down that 8. How many times does 2 go into 18? And I'm going to get stuck in that that way of speaking, so bear with me. But can I divide 18 into 2 groups? I can. And that's going to be 9 are going to be in each of those groups. And 9 times 2 is 18, and that's going to even out to 0. Okay, when I subtract 18 times 18, or 18 minus 18. Now we bring down the last 1's place, which is the 6, and I'm going to say, can 6 be divided into 2 groups? It absolutely can, and there will be 3 in every group. So 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So we once again don't have a remainder, but if we had a remainder, if we had a number that wouldn't even out. We would just make sure we'd put a remainder sign up top with the number, and I'm going to put a 0 because it's a remainder of 0, and that would make this answer correct, but we don't really need to put that if it is a remainder of 0. We can just leave it blank. But your homework will have some with remainders, as we did today in class. So that is it for your homework. Please make sure you're taking all of those steps and rewatch this video as many times as you feel like until you are feeling good about the concept. In last night's video, I put some links down below to show you virtual manipulatives, so like hundreds blocks, and also with currency manipulatives. If you didn't have a chance to explore those, and if you feel like that might help you on tonight's homework, I will also repost those in the video. So with that, I will see you all tomorrow.